Hi y'all. In this video we are going to focus on stretching and doing a little strengthening of the upper body to get you prepared for potentially some more movement a little bit later today. So if you have a strap that you can use, if not, you can grab a belt, you can grab a towel, you can grab anything that gives you a little bit of length to hold on to. We're going to use this to start to warm up the shoulders. And so I'll give you a second to grab whatever you would like. Welcome back. All right, so you have your strap. We're going to do something that is like, it's not technically a yoga pose, but I like to call it shoulder flossing. It's a good way for you to work into the shoulders to get them warmed up for some more movement. So I like to bring the strap in my hands. You can bring it wider to start. And shoulder flossing is doing exactly like it sounds. So we are just moving this strap around, working into some of the sticky spots of the shoulders. So you're using the tension of the strap, using the opposite hand to pull one arm back a little bit further maybe. And as you start to get a little bit more limber, a little bit more mobile with your shoulder flossing, you can start to bring your grip in. It makes it a little bit spicier the closer that your grip is. But as you start to work through your shoulder flossing, you can start to tap into some of the movements that we, if you did the breath work video right before this, some similar movements that you did in that breath video. So tapping into our Ujjayi breath, inhale in through the nose, exhale through the nose, just taking some side body stretches as you floss out the shoulders, noticing how this feels different than doing this exact same movement whenever you don't have the tension of the strap. Using your inhale to pull you back up, using your exhale to sink you to another side. Maybe incorporating your gaze up toward the sky as you sink to one side then the other. And you can get creative here. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I like to kind of scoop my arms back, feel the stretch through my side body, then bring it back forward. Ooh. I like to do this every single morning. Good way to warm up my upper body for the day. All right, one more time each side. Okay, come back through center. Sit up tall. And then you can just throw the strap to one side. We won't need it anymore. All right, so find the comfortable seated position so your sits bones connected to the earth, your spine growing tall. On an inhale, arms stretch overhead, hands through the center line, and on your exhale, we're going to draw the elbow points wide. So finding cactus or goalpost arms. Now I want you to imagine that my hands are on the inside of your elbows, and they're slowly starting to push them back. So feel your elbow points draw back. As a result, your shoulder blades start to slide together. Yeah, stay here for an inhale, grow a little bit taller. We're just going to counter this. On an exhale, start to draw the hands and the elbow points together as your shoulder blades slide apart. So maybe you sit your weight back a little bit as you clamshell your arms together, and then inhale, draw them apart, come back to those goalpost arms. All right, tapping in, breath to movement, Ujjayi breathing, inhale and exhale out through the nose. Exhale, we clamshell the arms, we puff that upper back. Inhale, pull it apart, goalpost. Feel the chest pull forward, feel the shoulder blades slide together. 3 more just like that. Inhale, pulls it apart. 2 more. Inhale, pulls it apart. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. All right, stay here in your goalpost arms. Inhale. Okay, we're going to start to drop the elbows down by our side, and we're going to find a clasp behind our lower back of our hands. So you can interlace your fingers behind your lower back. Yeah, so the idea here is this bind's going to help us deepen into a stretch. So we have this bind right at our tailbone, and we're slowly going to work the fist, the interlaced hand's fist, over to the right side of our hip, and it's going to hook on the outside of the right side of our hip. All right, so that fist is on the right side. We're going to drop our right ear down to our right shoulder. Take it slow here. As you drop your right ear down toward your right shoulder, you're feeling a stretch, I know, through the left side of your neck. And I want you to get curious here. It's going to feel different for everyone. What happens when you start to bring your gaze up toward the sky? And then slowly, what happens when you start to work your chin toward your chest? Keeping that right ear down toward the right shoulder. Now work through that motion a little bit. Inhale, maybe gaze up toward the ceiling. Exhale, chin toward the shoulder. Okay, get even more curious. What happens when you open and close your jaw as you're doing this? It's odd to say, I feel the stretch go into my ear, which I didn't ever think that I would have an ear stretch, but here we are. All right, bring your head back to neutral position. Slowly start to lift it up on an inhale. Then we'll just switch sides. Exhale, slide the fist down toward your tailbone and then just bring it back around to hook to the outside of the left hip. All right, it's on the left side, so that left ear starts to drop down toward the left shoulder. Then what happens when you start to bring your gaze up toward the ceiling? And you work the chin toward the chest. Slow, curious movements here. Okay, keep going. Add on if you want to add on, maybe opening and closing the jaw. Maybe moving with your breath. There's no right or wrong movement to do here. Okay, neutral position. Slowly start to rise your head up. Slowly start to slide that fist back toward your tailbone. Okay, we're going to reverse this the way that we came in. Slowly start to release. We're coming back through those goalpost cactus arms. Inhale, start to extend the arms up toward the sky. Then exhale, we're going to shift to tabletop pose. So slowly start to bring your hands out in front of you as you shift over your shins, and we're coming to hands and knees. So tabletop pose looks exactly how it sounds. Hands are underneath your shoulders, about shoulder width. Knees are underneath your hips, about hip width. And I just want you to get curious. What happens when you start to shift your weight forward and back? I know this is a focus on the upper body, but our lower body may get a stretch throughout this. Our wrists may get a stretch throughout this. So shifting your weight forward, back, left, right. Just notice what changes as you slowly start to shift your weight back. Where does the stretch go? Okay, meet me in that neutral tabletop. So shoulders over the wrists, knees underneath the hips. We're going to move through some cat-cows. So on an inhale, drop your belly down as you scoop your tailbone up and you lift your gaze up to the sky. This is cow pose. Exhale, push the earth away. As you tuck your chin, you tuck your tailbone for cat pose. Okay, tapping into the breath. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, scoop the tailbone up. Cow. Exhale, push the earth away. Round through the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Cat. Imagine inhale, big cow belly. It fills up with air. It drops down toward the earth. Exhale like a hissing cat. You push the earth away. You round through the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Okay, move through this a few more rounds on your own. Dropping the belly down for cow. Pushing the earth away for cat. And you're welcome to add more movement into this. So we got curious when we got into tabletop, shifting our weight forward and back. Maybe you do that as you work through cat-cow pose. I like to shift my hips from left to right as I go into that cow pose. Just working it into my hips, working it into my wrists. Okay, meet me in that neutral tabletop position. Shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Fingers spread wide. Push the earth away. Really feel that navel hug up toward the spine. Feel that upper back push up toward the sky. Really engaging through your upper body. All right, stay here for an inhale. And for your exhale. Okay, the left hand stays planted. The right arm's going to sweep up to the sky. Your gaze can come up toward that right hand. And all we're going to do is we're going to thread the right arm underneath the left arm to reach over toward the left side of our mat. The right shoulder blade's going to come to the earth. The right ear is going to come to the earth. Just taking this into a nice twisted shoulder stretch. The top of that right hand's on the earth. The gaze is over toward the left side. And you can stay here. If you're looking for something a little bit more, maybe you slowly start to extend that left leg out. Bring the left ball of the foot down into the earth. Two more breaths. Last one. Okay, bring both knees down to the earth if they're not already. We're just going to reverse how we got here. Left hand plants. Sweep that right arm up. Gaze up. Grow long. Grow tall. Right hand underneath the right shoulder. Give me 2 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, scoop the tailbone, scoop the gaze for cow. Exhale, push the earth away, round through the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, cat. One more. Neutral spine is where we meet. We're just going to the other side. Right hand stays planted. Left arm sweeps to the sky. Gaze up to that left hand. Use an exhale to sweep that left arm underneath the right. The top of that left hand is pushing down onto the earth. The left shoulder, the left ear is coming down. And if you'd like more, you can kick that right leg out, the ball of that right foot coming to the earth. One more round of breath. Both knees are on the earth, reversing it how we got there. Right hand plant, sweep the left arm up to the sky. Gaze up toward that left hand. Left hand plants underneath the left shoulder. Again, 2 more rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly. Scoop the tailbone up. Cow pose. Exhale, push the earth away. Cat. One more. Neutral tabletop is where we meet. Child's pose is where we go from here. Big toes together, knees wide apart. Slowly sit the booty back toward the heels as you walk your hands forward. The forehead can come down to the earth. We're just going to hang out here for a few rounds of breath. I want you to know this is a pose that you can always drop down into. As we start to move in these future videos, if you want to drop down to child's pose, it's always there for you. So taking this resting pose and adding a little bit of upper body stretch, stay here for an inhale. On an exhale, walk your hands over to the right side. And so they may walk all the way off the right side of your mat. That's okay. Right hand plant, stack the left hand on top of the right hand. All right, big side body stretch over to the right. If you're not feeling anything, I encourage you walk your hands further over to the right. Okay, the hands are planting down to the earth. What I want you to try to do is sit your left tailbone a little bit closer to the heels. So stretching through that left side of your body. I feel it between my ribs, even into my left armpit here. One more round of breath. Okay, walk your hands back through center. Take your time getting there. Check in. Then we'll just go to the other side. Hands walk over to the left side, maybe even all the way off the left side of your mat. Left hand plants, right hand stacks on top. This time we're trying to sink our right sits bone, our right tailbone down toward the right heel. Two more rounds of breath. Use an inhale to come back through center, child's pose. Okay, we're gonna work into Sphinx pose, and we're gonna keep it low to do that. So slowly start to tiptoe your fingers forward as you slowly start to slide it forward. We're coming onto our forearms as we sink our hips down toward the earth. You push the tops of the feet down into the earth. If you look down at your arms are kind of parallel with the right and left side of your mat. So the arms are making the number 11. They're about shoulder width apart. The hands are planting down into the earth. The tops of the feet are planting down into the earth. So the toenail side of your feet are on the earth. I want you to imagine you're pushing your hands down into the earth so hard, they're not going to move, but I want you to imagine what happens if, as you're pushing your hands down, you're at the same time sliding those forearms back toward you. Again, they're not going to move, but that action slowly starts to spread through the collarbone. Feel those shoulders slide down. Maybe close your eyes, tap back into the breath. Inhale in through the nose, fill up. Exhale out through the nose. Two more rounds of breath in this Sphinx pose. Last one. On an exhale, slowly start to lower it down to your stomach. From here, extend the right arm long. You can choose to either have your right arm extended long with the palm down to the earth, or if you don't have that much space, you can cactus the right arm. We just want the right elbow to be in line with the right shoulder. We're kind of countering the thread the needle that we did a little bit earlier. We're doing kind of the opposite of that now. So plant through the left hand, and we're slowly going to roll our weight onto the right side of our body, opening up through the right pec, stretching through the inside of the right shoulder. If you want to take it further, you can bend through the left knee. You can step the left foot on the outside of the right leg. That right ear can come down toward the earth. We're just breathing into the chest, into the shoulder. Two more rounds of breath here. Okay, use an inhale to roll back through center. We'll just switch sides. The right hand comes underneath the right shoulder. The left arm extends long or comes to that cactus arm. Make sure the left elbow is in line with the left shoulder. We're planting through the right hand, and we're slowly starting to roll onto our left side. So you can stay here. You can bend through the right knee. You can kick that right foot on the outside of the left leg. Tap into the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Last one. Use an inhale to roll back onto your stomach. Slide the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Keep the knees down. We're just slowly starting to push it back up. Sink the hips back toward the heels, child's pose. You can stay here for as long as you'd like. That's where we wrap our shoulder and upper body warm up. Next, we're going down to the hips.